Hello, my fellow Earth inhabitants. Welcome to a new reality. Now, we have different realities happening right now in this great shift that we are going through March 2020. I'm here of assistance to any emotions that are coming up right now within the populations of the globe energetically on an energetic level. Okay, a lot of uprooting is happening right now. Okay, a lot of elevation spiritually is happening. Each person is on their own individual journey in life, but we have to have compassion. Compassion is offering tenderness and holding a loving space for someone who is sorting through. That could be you. I know I've sorted through some stuff, especially more the momentum really picked up in the last couple of days, right? To be quite honest with you, this is something I've been waiting for my entire life. As an empath, as a hypersensitive child of the stars, I always knew that we had a greater connection that we were not taught in schools. We were not taught this. We were kind of disconnected already when we're babies and we're brought up and we're fostered in families that tell us what to do and this is just how life is. But if you've always had a deeper knowing that there's something greater out there, you're not the only one. And as an energetic being, we have energy within us. That's what's allowing me to even talk to you now and today. I get streams of intel giving me, nudging me with so much power, with so much force, almost like a direct telling to start delivering these messages now more than ever. Little side note, I've kind of kept this a secret all my life because I've been getting intel my entire life. And so have you, to be quite honest with you. That's what thoughts are. We all connect to the thought streams of anxiety sometimes. When we get our heart broken, we all connect to that. And when we connect to that, we don't really think to ourselves, oh, someone else is connecting to this too. No, we kind of tend to feel like we're all alone in it, but we're not, because we're all one. Now, you don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to know anything about spirituality. Just know that you are spiritual, just with the mere fact that you are a spirit in a body, right? We can all agree on that. That's what's allowing me to speak. That's what's allowing our hearts to be, our circulation to pump through our blood, the blood in our systems. This is a vessel that we have to take care of, right? So we also know that what we put in our body, sometimes we're like, oh man, I ate too much. Like that's all something that we can kind of relate to, right? So we know that we're energy and we can change our energy and shift it depending on different things. So right now, lots of changes, and it's okay to be in fear. The central system right now on this planet is governed by a small amount of people, actually. But not to get into politics, it's dismantling right now. And they're arguing amongst themselves right now in order to figure out the next move. A good way of distracting the masses when people in power are in conflict is a virus. Now, many of us have been sick before. You've gotten the cold before. You've gotten the flu before. I know I've gotten through the flu without any medication before in my life. I know I've gotten sick and I drank a lot of tea, stayed hydrated, ginger, whatever it is that you believe in. To be quite honest with you, the human body is designed to heal itself, okay? I've had my spirituality heightening year after year after year of my life. Big catalyst in 2011 for me. I was in a car accident that really blasted me open, right? My reality changed. Car flipped. That's just something that kind of cracked the skull metaphorically, because my skull almost was cracked. It really, like the dent of the roof of the car really missed me by about 2 inches. I would have died on sight. However, it was not my time to leave, okay? I believe that my mission is now being served in this now moment with these messages. And I was meant to stay here for this great awakening, the great shift that we're going through right now. So in order to stream vibratory fields right now, different vibratory fields within different households, just on a micro level, different families. You can be with your spouse, you can be with your family, picking up on their frequencies, right? It's a compilation of frequencies happening right now. If you're by yourself, you actually have the benefit of having a little bit less noise with your own vibration, which is what the point of this is. The point right now is to go within. Why? Because the less stuff that you have to sort out through your emotional body, through the traumas that you had in your life, the easier this is going to be. Because this is only the beginning of many, many changes on this planet. We are literally, as a planet, moving into another dimension. Okay, dimension basically is the state of consciousness. So we're going into another state of consciousness. So the reality as you know it is changing, and it's been calling to change. We really wouldn't be going through this if we didn't have the equipment within our energetic body to deal with it. Has anybody ever heard that saying, God wouldn't put you through anything that you could not handle? Now that is what this is. You don't have to be, even believe in God, but you know that you're here as a human, so you came from somewhere. Right before you came into this life, you came from somewhere. You didn't just magically appear. Well, actually, you did just magically appear in your mother's womb, so to speak. But before that, what was there, right? So these are the questions that I've asked myself at a more, acute, very, very acute, like micro, sharpen the pencil. I like to use that as a metaphor. Ooh. Yes. We're going to be okay. That's what I just got a message. We're going to be okay, because think of it like from the future looking into the now, in your future aspect. The illness is already resolved. It's already gone. It's already gone. It's already been sorted out. It's cleared. The end result, the effect, is why this is happening. So just know that the disease of this coronavirus is going to be eradicated, okay? I'm not going to get into whether we're going to be mandated for vaccines or anything like that, because I really want to stay more with the vibration of love, vibration of positivity, because that's what a lot of souls need on this planet right now. We might have family members that are bleeding into us, looking for light, looking for help. We might have elderly family members that are going through what they're going through, and because we're an energetic species, our vibratory fields interconnect with each other. Energy starts to bleed onto other people, and it flows, and before you know it, you might get a shift of your energy. When you were feeling good, all of a sudden somebody attached their energy onto you, and because we're sensitive souls right now, we're detaching from our identities. If you are an attorney, whatever occupation you have, you're not an attorney now. You're not really working. A lot of people are not working. I'm just using an example of an occupation, waitress, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're afforded an opportunity to step into further mastery with this, specifically now, control of your emotional body, without even being controlling, because you're stepping into an opportunity to relinquish control, because we're all feeling it. So why we can't control this, right? Like, you can't control something outside circumstance. This is a circumstance we can't control, right? The best thing we can do is know that we are a body that is connected to an energy, right? I have the energy of Diana. I know what my body needs. I'm tapped into it more now than ever. I've always taken my vitamins, but now I'm upping it up a level, even though I know that specifically my life pattern has been to take care of my body. It's fine. And if I have a donut, I'll have a donut, but I'll be fine. I'll take my vitamins. I've had a flu before. I have an immune system. We have to learn compassion. Compassion is tenderness to people who are a little bit systematically in the emotional level weaker than us. Because right now people's nervous systems is in fight or flight, okay? The nervous system is so attuned with the vibratory field, seriously, and it pulls people into different modes and different levels. So what we need to do right now is just really kind of hone in and be still. It's a component that is begging for us to integrate. That is why we have external stimulation taken away from us right now. We are going to be fine. It already is eradicated. It's fine. Just think of the effect and the beautiful reality that's to come. More unison, more consciousness. That's the reason that this is happening. We were going down a wrong path with the 1% of the world population controlling the wealth, with, just atrocities towards, children and animals. When we are all one energy, it actually affects everyone else. We can't just see a bum in the street and look away and be like, oh, that's an other. That is an other. No, it's not an other. It's your brother and your sister, right? We're all connected to the human spectrum of emotions. The map of consciousness of emotions, powerlessness, helplessness, poverty, anger, neutrality. We need to climb that ladder, but we need to sort through the helplessness that we feel right now and have compassion for one another. That's what I'm called to do, and that's what I'm calling my light workers to do, okay? Many of you are light workers and you don't even know it. I was interacting with a friend today, and she's a light worker and she doesn't even know it. She has no concept of it, but it's fine because she's just emanating her positivity. So if a lot of you are on social media right now sending positivity, I thank you, and the world thanks you, because the world is 8 billion people right now, really, really need it. So it's okay. Darkness is good. A little dark night of the soul is coming up for a lot of people, and that is what the world has been begging as a collective energy. Humanity as a collective has been begging for people to integrate. We are undoing what we've been taught. The best way to get through this and make better choices during these times is to change the way you understand things, okay? When you can be more absorbent, be like a sponge and be like, okay, maybe I don't know everything, right? Like, I was born into this paradigm of my name is this, social security number, I go to school, bell rings at 3:00, right? System, right? What are you when you wipe all that clean? When you never had that? I'm going to actually do a meditation to help the consciousness reach back a 0-point field. A 0-point field where the energy is uninterrupted. It is clean. It is from the start. It is from the start beginning. It's from a point of the start. And a good example is that's why tribes in the Amazon or wherever in Africa, I'm not going to be so correct here. I'm just going to flow with the ideas and the energy and the thoughts and the intel that I'm getting right now, is that is why they're so clean in their consciousness, and they use plant medicine. There's really no cancers in a lot of the energy fields of a lot of the tribes that kept it native. It doesn't exist, actually. They have other, maybe, what's transmitted by flies, malaria or something, It's very, and they rely on the earth. Mother Gaia is our earth. It's an energy field. Gaia is another name for the energy that's connected through our earth. She was begging for our compassion and begging for us to treat her better. We have to get rid of plastics, and that means doing things with intention. I bought a refillable because I love my iced coffee, okay? I'm human. I love my coffee in the morning. I like to go to Dunkin' Donuts. That's where I go. And I'm asking them if it's a 16-ounce thing, fill it in the refillable cup that I bought. They said yes. Because they're changing times right now. There is no correctness. This is the way things are. There is no more, this is the way things are-ness. That doesn't exist anymore. There's no such thing as the way things are. Things are changing. So the more you can be malleable, because you're still maybe caught in the game of separation, and it energizes separation, start to undo that. Because right now it's unification. We might be in separation physically, but remembering that we're an energetic spirit on this planet, and clearing different timelines and identities and disciplines of this is what I do every day, or you're gonna be forced to meditate. It's a process now, and it's beautiful because we're being forced to do it. Every day, certain people get up and like, no, but this is what I do. It's like, nope, you have to look within now. Look at the shadows. Look at the shadow aspect that you never integrated. It's like, okay, now you're gonna have all this nervous energy. It's okay. I'm gonna come out with a meditation in order to get back to the 0-point field. But the more you can connect with your higher aspect version of yourself, which is your spirit first, before it was taught anything, before you're like, hi, I do mortgages and that's what I do. But no, that's getting taken away from you because no one's buying a house right now, right? So what do you do? What do you do with that energy? Get to know thyself. Know thyself. A lot of information. This is just putting an awareness on what you do every day, how much you dissociate. You have to befriend your quote-unquote demons, which is just the shadow aspects of yourself. Remind yourself that you are from a higher consciousness, God, source, and this is happening to the planet to remind us that we are not alone in our emotions, that we need each other, that we need to post positivity, that you have the power within you, okay? Naturally, it's your God-given birthright that you have power within you to eradicate any density, any heaviness, any trauma. And it might hurt more people than others, bringing up that stuff that they were just like, no, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at the abuse I went through when I was a child. I just want to drink instead. That's okay. Because we all have our coping mechanisms. But they're being called to be paid attention to be looked at, and to offer them love. So if you have anxiety and you don't know what it's from, it could be from your father ignoring you your entire life. That's okay. Have compassion for your inner child and say, it's completely normal and you're valid to have this response and reaction. This is what I do. I do trauma healing. I haven't done it since I've had a baby. I have a baby right now, so it's not something that I have the energy to do right now, but I do have the energy to at least put out these messages and know that you guys are being loved. I'm sending nothing but love and non-physical radiating light to all my star family, which is the entire planet. Every single human is a star being, okay? We come from something else. They don't teach us this in schools. Right there, you have to become malleable to absorb this information. Now, it's very real. Cognitive dissonance is cognitive, the way you compute things. You create a distance because it doesn't make sense to what you've been taught, what you know. That's okay. I went through it through my awakening, right? I have an individual awakening, so I am a little bit better equipped for times like these, because I went through something where my ego could not compute the information I was getting, and I rejected it. But I came back to it because I kept asking, you know what? My soul wants to integrate. What if I don't know this? And what if it's true? You are a galactic being. I know this because I'm being told by my galactic family. You want to call them interdimensional beings, you want to call them extraterrestrials, that's what it is. And I'm out. I've been called for this work. No more hiding. Who are you really? Your energy inside. Wipe it clean. Wipe everything you think you know clean. Okay? Different systems were in place to not always allow us to realize, because it came from our external world, who we really are as self, who we are without things getting in the way. Things like, music, hip hop, it doesn't matter. Rock and roll, it doesn't matter. It's like, no, I just like rock and roll, but that's great. It's gonna up your frequency. However, it's not your identity. It's not who you are as a being. The reality is, this is all an experiment. It's all an experiment to know yourself. You came down with an ailment. What are you going to do with that ailment? What are you going to extract from it? Your journey is, I came down to this family. This happened to me. What am I going to do with that? Right? Okay, I have low battery, so I'm going to end this video. May we all amplify our energetic field of love, of higher joy, of compassion, because we are one. We're not separate from one another. If you're watching things that are negative, please stop watching it. Example, the news. Okay, there's a dramatic shift in your life going on right now with this virus. On an individual level, on a collective level, your neighbor feels it, your dog feels it. If anything, connect with animals, because they're the most easy, like they ride this wave like nothing, and they're actually thankful for this happening, because there's a lot of corruption in the world, and it's not fair from the universal perspective. It's not about being fair. It's from everyone's holding different perspectives right now. It's just about functionality, shifting into a new way of doing things. There's no rush with this. There's no rules to this, okay? There's just you and your beingness. The message is coming in for you and your knowing. Just know that that's your power. You're dismantling programs. You're getting rid of what you thought you knew. There might be a heightening of contact with your third eye. There might be heightening of information that comes through, okay? You have to flip your inner knowing of what not your inner knowing, I'm sorry, I'm going to rephrase. You have to flip your programming and tap into those inner realms. Imagination is going to help you. It's going to assist you. The fourth density is all about imagination. It's where all the archetypes exist. But the most important thing is to open your heart, raise your vibe, jump around and sing, because it's going to help you navigate these changing times. I hope this makes sense. A lot coming through. I will be back with another episode of the Macro to the Micro. It'll be a series. It'll just be a series. I'm out. I'm out. Information's coming in, and this is just flowing through me. It'll probably be a little bit more organized, but hey, I'm doing this with lack of sleep. I thank you for joining. I send you nothing but love and high vibration, and I send you a hug, an energetic hug, if you're going through the dark night of the soul. If you're really going through the thick of it, I've gone through it. I know exactly what it feels like. Cry, purge. This is a purging of old unconscious behavior, and we're going into a newer, unified consciousness. Be with yourself. Speak to people. Be with nature, right? Telepathy right now is increasing. Be with nature. Hug a tree. Trees have such a healing ability. Put your feet on the ground. Absorb Mother Gaia's earth energy and understand that you're the experiencer of this, okay? Know that there's an outside force guiding you through everything. You're never alone. We live in an multi-dimensional universe. You're never alone. We are multi-dimensional beings. I thank you for joining. I thank you for listening. And I send you nothing but love vibration.